Want some good news? I think it's good news. You never know in life. That's the reason. Well, I can't say you never know. But certainly on the macro level, as opposed to personal issues. I mean, if you got better after a serious illness, that's good news. It's hard to imagine why it would turn out to be bad news. But I think this is good news. It comes from the Washington Post, which thinks it's really bad news. Cool. This is the title of the column. Cool to be far right? Young Europeans are stirring a political earthquake. Always wonder, does the Washington Post or the New York Times ever describe any left-wing party as far left? It's like whenever I'm described in the media, it's what is it? Conservative talk show host, but they never list liberal talk show host. Never, right? Nobody's on the left. You're either right or far right. On a continent better known for left-wing youth activism, a la Greta Thunberg, polls show that young Europeans are fueling the growth of the far right. See, not the right, the far right. From France to Sweden to the Netherlands. There isn't I read the entire article. I did not pick up any soul searching, like, maybe we've really screwed their lives, like with the lockdowns and the gigantic government spending, which has left so little money for the private sector. Okay. In a year when former President Donald Trump is making a bid to take back the White House. Take back the White House. I didn't catch that the first time I read it. Take back the White House. All right, doesn't matter. We'll leave that. Multiple European governments may be headed for a rightward shift, propelled by voters in their late teens, 20s, and early 30s. Why is that happening in Europe and not here? I don't know the answer. So here's Portugal. The rise of chga. Chga means enough in Portuguese. It's an interesting name for a party, enough. Because when it comes to the growth of the state and increase in laws, it's never enough for the left. Is being viewed as a signal that the far right can surge anywhere in Europe, and that disenchanted youths can be convinced that ultra-conservatism is cool. In the Netherlands, in November, anti-migrant stalwart Geert Wilders staged a shocking first-place finish in an election that saw his party claim the largest share of voters between 18 and 34. So again, Geert Wilders, far right. Anybody who does not want essentially unlimited migration is far right. Geert Wilders is actually in many ways heroic. His moral stance on Israel is quite remarkable. But of course, many liberals will read this far right and think, oh, he must be an anti-Semite, when he turns out to be one of the best friends Jews in the Netherlands and in Europe have. But the moral confusion is what is it, like the bubonic plague? It just keeps spreading. And that was the Netherlands, and that was Portugal. Then they go on. Austria's far-right Freedom Party is counting on young voters to propel a victory in this year's national election after winning the largest share of the youth vote in regional elections in Salzburg last year. For the full episode of The Dennis Prager Show, go to pragertopia.com, sign up, and become a full member.